Hey guys, so I, I don't even um I don't even know why I'm turning the camera on. Um, I guess I guess I guess I wanted to say in all my videos, and I'm so sorry I've got like the runniest nose now and I just look like, but I always say how I want to keep my sorry, I'm like in the I'm having somewhat of a panic attack, so I'm trying to make myself calmer, but I can't get my words out. Whew, I can't breathe out, intake enough air. But I wanted to turn the camera on because, for one, the weirdest thing about this is it's kind of like my therapy, and I already feel a bit calmer for turning it on, which is weird, I know. But also, I guess because I always say I want to be so honest, and I've told you made videos and stuff about my issues and needs of anxiety, and if you haven't seen that, I don't know, I'll put it in the thingy, I guess. And the struggles I go through, and this is one of those bad days, I guess, and this is my Friday, and I don't think my Friday is going to be a very good day, and it's just, I saw a video that really explained the type of anxiety that I feel like I have, and it was what they call high function, or sorry, what a high functioning anxiety might look like, or would look like, and it's it described me to a T. If I can maybe find it, I'll leave the link below. But it was I do things constantly, I'm always tapping away or fidgeting or biting my nails or touching my hair or shaking my leg, or this is another way that I can it helps make me feel calm. I don't know, I can't explain it. But anyway, so what happens with me is I will be the high functioning type of anxiety person for a certain amount of time, or until a certain amount of things happen, or I mean, yeah, and when my anxiety comes out is at night time, which is why I have such trouble sleeping, why I'm such an insomniac. It's now 11 in the morning and I haven't been to sleep yet. I'm trying. I can't sleep. So I just get up and I do work. And what caused... so I turned the camera on at the end of my... This is the end of my kind of crying. So I think as well, subconsciously my brain is pull yourself together, because you want to talk and explain and get your thoughts out properly, because when I have panic attacks I can't talk properly, and I get such a stutter, and then I find it really hard to talk about the things that are stuck in my head that are really bothering me, and everything becomes so irrational after a while. So I'll be high functioning to a point, and then so today, the things that bothered me. See, I'm still doing something. The things that got to me were, it's been a build up of a long period of time as well. I was little bits of stress. My printer, it's not broken. It might be broken, it might not be broken, and there isn't a warranty on it because I didn't see the small print, and I live in Thailand and there's a language barrier. Of the warranty card that would have lasted for 3 years is only warranted if you actually take the card back after 15 days. And now I'm worried because printers aren't that cheap to get a decent one so I can actually make nice prints and stuff. They're quite pricey, and I'm now I don't know what to do because my prints are all coming out wrong and it's wasting paper, and I've got orders that I need to do, and that was just one of the things, and it was keeping me up all night. I've been searching all night on how to fix this problem, also, Shannon's been like really sick, We don't know what it is. He can't keep food down. He's got a horrible cough, which is making him throw up all the time because of all the mucousy stuff and whatever. And he's so ill, like he's thrown up to the point where he's like cut his esophagus a little bit, and he's giving himself nosebleeds from where it's been so hard. And so we're gonna have to go to like the emergency or the hospital today, which sounds worse than it is because there isn't really like a doctor's process here. You kind of just go to the hospital. It's not like you get a doctor's appointment and then get referred. Like if we could, we'd go to the doctor's and just get an appointment like that. He's not like dying, he's just struggling to keep things down, or he might be dying, I don't know. And in my head, he was dying, and there's a part of my mum's, in the process of like my mum's death, the part that I didn't really deal with. I try hard not to like get emotional because I've just had like the biggest cry and now I have a headache from it. But she essentially died from the same sort of thing that happens to you if your appendix explodes inside of you, which is like the most agonising thing in the entire. If any of you have ever had that happen and survive, I don't know if you can survive. I think you can. I think there's a possibility, like if you're in the hospital when it happens, or that you can. I'm not entirely sure, but if any of you have ever been like had that or had really bad appendicitis, then you have like pain and stuff. My mum had that, but times a million. The doctor described the pain like there being a war zone inside my mum's body, and the good things trying to fight off the bad things, and that then like there was so much trying to fight everything. It was just causing so much pain. But the thing that really upset me was like the last real like I guess things that I heard come out of my mum's mouth was when sorry, I just had to get myself a minute. It was when she was really in pain, and we realised we were going to have to call the ambulance. Just before that, it was like 6 in the morning, and she'd gotten up and she was in the bathroom, and she was trying to shout help because she was in so much pain and she was scared and didn't know what to do. And she couldn't shout loud enough to get help to start with. I could hear her. I could kind of hear her, and I tried to block it out because I didn't want to hear it. And it really bothers me. And like as soon as I saw Shan be really sick, I just get this horrible fear that he's gonna be like in there. And this is so irrational because he's not even dying. But I've got this. It's so irrational. I just like I feel like I'm gonna hear him, or not hear him. Sorry, from the other room. Something really bad's gonna happen. And actually the stupidest thing is by chance my dad came up the stairs about 2 seconds after my mum was like trying to shout for his name and shout for help. And the thing is as well, the other reason why I didn't run straight to my mum's help, even though I had done loads of things for my mum, like I'd had to help dress her and stuff, and all sorts of things that you shouldn't really have to do, but my mum was really sick for a long time, and so I did have to do. And the other reason I didn't go out was because she always used to get really embarrassed when any of the kids saw her, even me, even though I was like, I'd seen it all. And so I didn't go out because I didn't want her to feel embarrassed, and I felt really horrible because I didn't even get to say goodbye to her properly. And I went to go see her in the hospital that day, but she was just in so much pain that she couldn't concentrate or talk or really think about anything. And then they put her on morphine, and it's not the morphine was the best thing they could do for her. And like the craziest thing is like my mum didn't take she did take drugs for her illnesses and stuff, and she had pain meds that she took, but she was quite a tough person. She never it's not like she took, I don't know, she wasn't I can't explain it. Like, she wasn't like she had a high pain threshold, like a high tolerance, sorry, to morphine. Like, it wasn't like she was regularly taking morphine or something. But she was in so much pain that they couldn't give her enough morphine. They like literally, like, if they gave her any more, they would kill her. But that makes me think that she was in pain till she died. And oh god, there's just, I almost kind of wish I could go into more detail about it, because this is really going off track from my panic attack thing and everything that bothered me, but it's kind of helping. But I really wish that I talked about it more and in more detail, because what she died of, for those of you who may or may not know, was alcoholism. Well, actually the saddest thing was my mum was like way too sick to even think about drinking for like the last, I don't know, at least few weeks of her life. And like, for someone who's an addict and has been like, was always like an addict, it's quite crazy when you're at that point where you can't even take your drug, because I've seen my mum be really sick and still drink. So she actually died sober, which was something really like good, but it was a result of what we actually think happened was, she hadn't drank because she was so poorly, and she had medicine for pain, like I say, and all sorts of medicine. She could easily have overdosed herself, and she spent like a couple of days just in her bedroom, which is another thing my mum never did, no matter how sick she was. And it was really close to Christmas time as well. It was like December 20th was when she actually died, so she it was close to Christmas time. So my mum was like so like about that festive life, you know. She would never have just like got in bed and stayed in bed for 2 days about like there being a real problem. And we actually think that what happened was she started getting more pain, or she just felt really ill, and so she was upping her own medication and almost trying to overdose herself, because she knew she was on like that was it really for her. And they're like the thing is my mum was on the transplant list, and she had a slip up, and unfortunately, because I understand that there's all sorts of reasons why people need livers, not just like drinking, like there's genuine like other, I mean, alcoholism is a genuine illness, but like there's other illnesses that don't get looked down upon, and unfortunately, if you slip up even once, they take you off the list, and you basically they've never put, like the lady told us, I don't think they've ever put anyone back on the list, drink-wise, which is gutting. And they also told us later on down the line that it probably was too late even the first time we went there to give her a new liver. I either volunteered to be a live donor, and they could have done it at the beginning, but unfortunately they're not allowed to until you get to a certain point of sickness, and I just find the whole thing hard and like frustrating. But that's like again another whole topic that I'd be intrigued to talk about. But yeah, what my mum actually died of was spontaneous peritonitis, I think it's called. Essentially, it's like your body is like combusting spontaneously, and just everything, a war zone is happening, like I say. But me and my dad have talked about it obviously like extensively, and we've both like said that if anyone's ever asked us about not how mum died, or you know, like was it, you know, sometimes people ask, you know, was it like how, like, you know, not how was it, but like was it peaceful, or you know, oh that's horrible, I mean, was it quick, or like, I don't know, people word things, but like if anyone ever had questions about it in any way about my mum, me and my dad have always said that we will tell them exactly how it is, because as much as it really doesn't affect people too, like if you're an addict, like I know other addicts in my life as well, so it's not like I just had the one addict. It's really hard to practice what you preach, for one, and also to think that it's going to happen to you. So unfortunately I don't think it would make a huge difference to a lot of people's lives. Maybe it would be nice for people who have family members I don't know, or don't have family members, I mean, or maybe it wouldn't be nice for people, but maybe for somebody who has a family member who might be suffering from something like alcoholism, you could show them a video. If I made a really honest video about the way that my mum died, and I mean, some people just die in their sleep when they from alcohol, like they'll just die because they're of withdrawing, or like their heart will just stop, or their organs will. Sorry, I had to just get rid of some stuff off my phone because my memory got filled, because this has no memory in it. It's like the 5C, I just got it because it was free, because my brother got an upgrade and he'd let me have it. So, but anyway, so maybe if I made like a really in-depth but like informative, not like a sit down and have a cry about it, because I can be quite composed for the most part about it, and like almost clinical, which people sometimes find weird, but that's just the way that I deal with things. I don't let my emotions out that much, and like, you won't often see me cry, even if I'm really feeling it. I was literally having the most hardcore panic attack like 10 minutes ago. Granted, I did take a pill to help with my panic attacks that I I take from time to time if I'm having a really bad time. Like, I try and avoid taking them because I've had my own issues with like prescription pills, which I'm gonna make a video about, maybe even today. I don't know. Oh, I've got a bad stomach ache. See, now I've got nervous stomach ache. But yeah, if I made like an informative kind of video about alcoholism and what happened, and like my story, but not my story, like my mum's story, because I said to my dad, like, I almost wish, like, I knew, like, from basically the entire time my mum was an alcoholic, I knew she was an alcoholic. Basically, no one else in my family knew, so it wasn't like something I could have ever done, and also it probably would have been a bit weird and invasive, but I think my mum would have agreed to it, because she was quite open to like having students look at her or whatever, and see how she was doing, and like for help, because she knew that she was then doing something to help people. So maybe she would have let me, but I would love to have filmed almost like a documentary, I guess, to a degree. Well, yeah, because I'd be documenting her life, so it would be like a documentary of like day-to-day life with an alcoholic, seeing it from everyone's perspective, from the family, to see the things that you have to give up and sacrifice for someone who's an addict, to see the struggles that they go through, and the demons they have to fight because their brain, like this. I honestly hate the deleted file. No, friggin', what is this phone called? Sorry, I'm like delusional because I've not slept. Plus the pill is quite strong. It's supposed to relax you, so if I get more relaxed throughout this video, which I clearly am, because I was very stressed at the beginning, that's why. But yeah, I would just like love to have like documented it throughout the years and then put it together in like maybe, I don't know, film style, not like a film, but like the film about the boy where like they film him over so many years as he grows up. I can't remember what it's called, but that was really cool. It was a really interesting way of shooting it. And I just wish that I had, and I wish you could have seen how raw and I kid you not, like my house multiple times looked like there was a massacre that happened there because my mum had thrown up so much blood. And like, to the point where you're like, I don't think you've got anything left in you, like blood-wise, like you must, how are you not dead? It's just, yeah, so I don't know. I got into a whole big thing about my mum and alcoholism, and it is something that I want to raise again on my channel. There's loads of serious videos I want to do on my channel, but I don't know if they are of any help or interest to people, if it's just me venting and having my therapy. But then I guess if it helps me, then maybe it helps somebody else, or maybe at least we could, make friendships maybe, or have someone to chat to, because I get it. And I get it through multiple addictions, because I've seen it happen through multiple addictions in my family. Like, I get it. And like I say, I had my own issues for a little bit of time. I personally don't think I necessarily have a addictive nature. Maybe I do, but I'm just holding it together a bit better at the minute. Because I did have my own struggles with prescription medication, which I'm going to make a video about. And I'm scared because I know that there's potential like family members who may watch it, although most of them know, I think, or suspected anyway. But I would just, I want to talk about it. I want it to be less of this stigma that there is around it, like having issues like that, and I want to feel proud of myself that I got over them mostly. The next hurdle for me is to now get over my next lot of anxiety, and this panic attack wasn't actually brought on by either of the two first things I told you. The actual reason that it got brought on to begin with was because I couldn't sleep, because every time I shut my eyes I could picture that, like, I am shattered but I can't sleep. I need to accidentally fall asleep, because every time I close my eyes I could picture that snake that I just walked past, and I think it was dead. It didn't move, it wasn't threatening to me, but I have like a hardcore phobia, like nothing I've ever had before. Like, I'm quite like I'm fearful of a lot of things, like, you know, I think that kind of anxiety and depression over time can make that happen, but I've made so much progress. Like, even for example, flying. I would never in a million years, if you'd have asked me a year ago, would I fly on my own? Hell no, would I fly on my own? And I went back home and then came back, and then I went to Laos and then came back, and like, they're huge things for me. Like, I'm really proud of those and I want to celebrate those things, and like, but now the problem is the snake thing, like, as ridiculous as this is, it's throwing me back, but I'm not gonna like stop. I'm gonna maybe make an update video like I said I would on the anxiety and explain this, and it might seem laughable to you, but if you know someone or you yourself suffer from a phobia, whatever it is, you know, like how hardcore it causes me panic attacks, sleepless nights, like sickness, but not, I don't get throwy uppy, I get it like bad, you know, like that way, it comes out the other end. It's just ridiculous, and like something that I need to sort that problem out. The thing is they freak me out, and I don't know how I'm ever going to get over the fact of how much they freak me out. I don't know where to start. I've thought about hypnotherapy because I've heard that's really good, but obviously that's a money costing thing, so I'm going to have to wait till I go home. And now I'm just terrified that anytime I go out, like, I was just getting to a point where I was feeling more comfortable going out on my own and like venturing off. Like, people think I'm so brave for coming to Thailand, but the only reason that I've managed to stick it out is because I have Shan, who's my security blanket, which then leads you on to codependency issues, and oh goodness, do you know how life is just complicated, and like, I'm like having this whole woe is me moment, but I actually kind of mean it in like I get it, like, life is not this wonderful thing that we see on YouTube from people who have made it, and yeah, they worked hard for it, they really did, most of them. There are some questionable people who have managed to get really big in the YouTube world, and that's not just me from envy at all, not at all. I'm not sure if I'd want that life. I'm always on the fence on like, would I want to be like a celebrity? And I've thought about being a real celebrity as well, like if I was a singer or something, if I could actually sing. Like, would I want that or would I not? Like, I don't know. I always have this debate, like if anything ever happened and like I was thrown into like having a huge following, like, I don't know. I don't know, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like this is real life. Like, this is real life. Our life is hard, and I want to document that. By the way, this is not like any sort of crazy prescription pill. It's an antihistamine. Just so you know, because I just told you I had, you know, because I've got like other ones here as well. I've got a big old thing of ibuprofen. That was not my problem either, by the way. It's just I had a headache and I needed a pill, so ibuprofen was the one to go for. Anyway, I feel like my channel may end up turning into more of a mental health kind of place. I don't know, it might not. I've always wanted to keep my channel quite open and like have different set days for different things, like I've always said to you, because I love so many different communities and aspects of YouTube that I don't want to narrow it down. I don't think I should have to, but I would like to incorporate so much more mental health things and like have open discussions with all you guys in the comments and like, I don't know, like build a following in that regards, like, because then it'd be nice to have people who understand you, because I don't know anyone else. I do family wise, but they don't have the same opinions as me, and they didn't have to go through quite the same things, and it's really hard to talk to your family sometimes about these things. So like in my friendship group, I don't have anyone who suffered the exact problems that I did, or had a parent who was an alcoholic and had to, you know, help wash them and help dress them, and just like things I've never even told my best friend. Like those things, like they're like not cool when you're younger and you shouldn't have to do it, but obviously I chose to because I really played an active role in my mum's health, I think, and stuff like that, because like even to the point where I was like, I literally cut this bit of my liver out now and swap it over, like I don't care, I will heal fine. Yeah, it's major surgery, yeah, I'll have a scar. Do you know what, I wouldn't care if someone saw that scar on the beach and was like, oh, what's that? Because it's like, I think they either do it in an L shape or a T shape. I think T shape is more common, and it's a big scar. I saved someone's life, do you know what I mean? But then people have discussed with me like the moral the moral things that go along with that, like would my mum then continue to drink and how would that make me feel? And I said, you know what, I'm a child, like I feel like I have, obviously you have unconditional, if you're lucky enough, I guess, not everyone does, but you should hopefully have unconditional love for your parents, or at least one parent, or your caregiver, whoever it is who has brought you up and nurtured you. And I had that for my mum, and I said to people like, okay, yeah, I'd probably be a bit upset, but the thing is you can't say to someone, here's a new liver and I'll never drink again. You have to deal with the therapy side of it as well, which is what was lacking, which was why my mum never got the help she needed and ended up dying. And I don't know, this is a big rant. I'd love to do videos about live donorship and like all those sorts of things. I just would really like to be of some help to someone. So yeah, anyway, I'm literally about to pass out because my pill has kicked in and I hadn't slept anyway, so I'm hoping I could put this camera down and just sleep and not think too much about the situations that have happened. But yeah, there's a lot going on in my head today, and I've now got all the thoughts of like, I'm a failure, I'm shit, you know, all those just horrible negative thoughts. So anyway.